agus fáilte goibn seo go dtí cluichí Canis Sciail Scoil Corcaí Imléana ortha ag Alliance. Sa cluiche seo, cluiche Canis seo, DF2 tá Scoil Críonefa Glounthaune agus Scoil Scoil na híde Manistraí. Ar dús Scoil Glounthaune. Iver héan ón Dillon. Iver a dó Darragh Sullivan. Iver a trí Joint Captain Matt Sweeney. Iver a cahar Charlie Duffy. Iver a cuaig Cian Denny. Iver a Shane Callum McCarthy. Iver a shot Donal O'Brien. Iver a hunt Joint Captain Owen Burke. Iver a nay Philip Cowell. Iver a day Joshua Duffy. Iver a India Harry O'Connor. Idonia Owen O'Connor. Slidia Ryan McSweeney. Carnia Billy Heron. Cunia Marcus. Sheedia Zach Coffey. Shockia J. Riley. Octia Conor Murray. Nadia Sam Dennehy. Fahed David Calvin. Fahed Kimborg. Fahed O'Brien Dennehy. Fahed Tree Ryan Smith. Fahed Carl Jack Flanagan. Fahed Cuaig Conor O'Reilly. Fahed Shane Tom Enright. Fahed Sean Killian O'Callaghan. Fahed Hunt Andrew Barrett. Fahed Neil Richard O'Regan. Chuka Seamus Mountjoy. Chuka Hill Alvin Anand. Chuka Dole Jack Williams. Squirm Wills Colleague the Manistraí. Ibrahim Hudson Captain Adam Devon. Ibrahim Ian O'Gon. Ibrahim Nahi O'Lalon. Ibrahim Cahar O'Nahain. Ibrahim Cuaig Amishkin Kieran Lahana. Ibrahim Shane Tygo. Ibrahim Sean Travis O'Hima. Ibrahim Hunt Michal McGinnisa. Ibrahim David Brandon Mustafa. Ibrahim Dan Killian O'Connor. Ibrahim India Cahill O'Connor. Ibrahim Donia Conor O'Neill. Ibrahim Senior Benjamin O'Donnell. Ibrahim Carmen Egon O'Connor. Ibrahim Cunia Will Macaulay. Ibrahim Shane Saffrona. Ibrahim Shafia Sean Hadar. Ibrahim Hokia Bobby O'Higgins. Ibrahim Nadia Dalla Maxima. Ibrahim Fahed Jason Dudley. August Ibrahim Fahed Daniel O'Neill. Cluiche seo Fahed Nómad an taobh, 20 minutes a half, agus Cuaig Leong an taobh, 15 aside.
Baloí ar bhacáda agus fáilte rómh go Páircí Cuíomh don Craobh DF2 sa Scína Scoil idir Gael Scoil de híde Manistraí agus Glounthaune. Today's match will be 20 minutes a half, 15 players aside. Hopefully Breed will have an enthralling encounter, and it's Gael Scoil de Hide's first year in the Scína Scoil, and in their first year they've reached the final. What an achievement.
It is a wonderful achievement for them, but someone I feel very excited for, to be fair, is Sean McGarrett, the pre-vida for 38 years, who retired last year, and to still be here now to witness this historic occasion for his school. I must say I feel very sentimental for Sean to be witnessing this, and very excited for the possibilities for Gael Scoil de híde. And but again, they're playing against the school with a proud tradition of Scína Scoil in Glounthaune, and Glounthaune have been competing for decades. So they definitely are no strangers to final day. So it's going to be a thrilling contest out here on Cade Cool. Of Glounthaune.
And it's Ben Ahern, I think it's Ben Ahern over a Carriage who's managed to put it in the back of the net. Ivor Carjug, Ben Ahern, what a start for Glounthaune.
And so exciting for Ben's mum, who's the Moon Torsa Skull, to see her son get a goal there now on Skeena Skull final day. And if that's going to be the indication now of what the match is going to be like, it's going to be so exciting. It'll be end-to-end action. Now, for a school, their first time at Skeena Skull, there's a lot of adjustments being done too for Gael Skull to híde, but I'm sure their prefix and Mark O'Shea is going to make sure that that's going to be no challenge to them. But that said, it is still a bit of a sucker punch, all right, Harry, to have conceded a goal in the first minute. And we can see there's absolutely inch-perfect passing there from Glounthaune. A ball beautifully played into play, but it was grand. Adam Devaux.
But I think our referee, Cathal O'Murrachu, had spotted a foul inside, and he's awarding it from where the ball had landed. So this is another great opportunity now, Breed, for Glounthaune to extend their lead. And it looks like it's going to be the goal scorer, Ben Ahern, who's going to be lining up to take this free. Yeah. Drops it nicely over the bar, and Glounthaune lead 1-1 to no score.
Yeah, composed free taking there by Ben, and also a very intelligent sport to be taking Waltman to lay it off, so because what they're doing is they're just creating a lead now that puts pressure on Gael Skull the híde without them even having an opportunity to settle into this match. Agus is more an truéis in the Gael Skull the híde, more an céad chance for now I sketch canis Basúcha. Agus is more an truéis in go hála an céad score Clomton se cléthe nach cha.
Cinnte agus le cún of day I roll glow score I'm shoe Saravad, you know, conní a career and glóra score agus con Ardú Manman is a hortova stoka.
Sin cinnte dara for here now. But look here, we have Gael Skull the híde pushing forward, but no defending here very well now for Glounthaune. I think actually when we have a 15 aside like this, if you would imagine that Glounthaune would play their half back line and their full back line beyond midfield, but it seems that Glounthaune have elected to do a more of an attacking style of play. There's no wind, there's nothing like that to dictate it, but it means that they obviously have a very exciting, dynamic approach to playing their football. They drive forward en masse, and obviously they will come back to defend. But an opportunity here now for Gael Skull the híde to get the ball past midfield and hopefully have an opportunity to put pressure on that defence for Glounthaune. And here we have Ivor Rochocht here, Michal Machengosa, and Michal Leshen kick Loite, oh Michal agus Hánig sé gotí Imrá Féin agus Ivor Cúi there Cadé Kieran Machana, and actually Kieran's father played for Castle Lyons in 2004. He played Kieran himself what has an All-Ireland for Cork in 2004, so there's a lot of pedigree here in this Gael Skull the híde team, and it's lovely, I'm sure, for Kieran to see his son playing here on a surface that he most likely himself played on. Isn't it amazing the history that connects us to Skeena Skull, Harry?
Absolutely. Agus Desh Luan Shaw agor Mihal agus an céad scored den cléthe aimsethe ag Gael Skull the híde tá there an glóra score on a score go Joe.
Scored low, it's actually fight on Michal agus has fáin sé fáinach chomá. Ní raibh defer brú cúla áil Clomton se cléthe. Now we are into only the first 5 minutes of this half, but even in those 5 minutes you can see that Gael Skull the híde are capable of maintaining the ball down in the defence there for Glounthaune, so I hope they're going to continue to have that self-confidence and drive to take the match to Glounthaune. And we have a free here, our Raytour, Cathal O'Murrachu from Skull Clucker for Carrigtwoon, whose girls team has won the first match here today in the finals. And he's refereeing, and it's great credit to him, to be involved with the ladies footballers and here to be refereeing also. We're very grateful to Skeena Skull. Now here we have a lovely passage of play. Oh, Gael Skull the híde off Tashe Fighter Egim or Glounthaune off Post Tashe Taftarit Aranunsi. On Tarna Uwer, and I love that vision there. He's, instead of trying to turn and play the ball into a very packed forward line, he played the ball back out into space, and to his great speed there from Glounthaune to just suffocate him there, and a lovely flick there of the ball, sent the ball over the sideline, and we have regrouping there, so Mahu Brandon O'Slacker Definitely, I'm looking at it. I said it's very hard to tell which team is after settling better or is playing better in the opening 5 minutes. Wouldn't you agree, Harry?
Yeah, Glounthaune started the better, and here they come again, looking to work a score. O'Connor Cousinton son, agus tá kicks there Mialton sin. I give her the name Assam. Brandon O'Slatter Rish, Tamanta Conkeen, but it's well won back there by Ivra Cuig, Cian Deneen. Ach Buata Gamahan son, I give her a hocht. Mihal McCain gisa. Ag Farah Conkeen, ag Chowa Conkeen Coma. Agus Anna Vlockall and great block there by Ivra Cahir, Charlie Dunphy. Agus kicks there. Ag Bochalína Gaelscoile, so Deisela Covreed con Scorella Ganohu.
Deisela, yeah, agus tá siad ag dollar an únsí Cominic son tá ag súle go cintin a cúlín ella ach béidir cúl comá. It is interesting to look at it, like there seems to be a great passage of play here for Gaelscoil de híde. I think their full potential was not identified by me early on because of that goal from Clomton, and I'd say Clomton are very grateful for that goal, because if they can keep ahead at all, they'll put the pressure on Gaelscoil de híde, who will constantly have to be trying to recoup the loss of that first score. That said, there seems to be a lot of decision making here done by Mihal. I wonder, is Mihal planning to do the short pass to his outfield player who's at a diagonal for him, or is he going to drop it straight in? I'm very curious now, because there seems to be a lot of planning going into this free kick. And here we have now, he's set himself. I think he's actually going to go for it. He's going for it, and it'll be interesting to see where, it's going low and hard, and blocked there by the defence for Glounthaune. What did you think of that decision, Harry?
Yeah, he was obviously looking for a player inside maybe to make a quick run, but it was well snuffed out there at the back by Glounthaune. Great defending. Very
much so. Like, I don't think there's any urgency on Gaelscoil de híde to be looking for goals this early on, because all we have are just 8 minutes to play in the first half here. We're not even halfway through the first half, because it's a 20-minute half. But we'll see now what's happening here with Glounthaune. Glounthaune, Cooper Owen Deneen opted to do the short kick out there to try and pass the ball, but it's put a lot of pressure on them, and it looks like Gaelscoil de híde now are coming in, and they seem to favour the right wing there when they're creating passages of play or attacks. Harry, do you think there'll be a reason for coming in from that right wing? There's no wind or anything there today.
Yeah, I don't know, it must be something tactical anyway, it must be a tactical decision. But here come Glounthaune again.
Glounthaune seem to opt to come down through the middle when they're driving through with the ball. So Glounthaune here now are taking their time getting the ball in. Glounthaune seem to like to send the high lobbing ball in to their forward line. They've quite a tall forward line as well, so they're hoping, I'd say, that a lot of the boys will win the aerial ball. But it has been Gaelscoil de híde who have been absolutely doing a Trojan job there in the back line. Fantastic defending there from Leona Hogan, Dahi, O'Lair, Owen O'Hedin, Kieran Machane, Taig O'Cates and August Travis O'Hirlaha. So Cohorts in the Bucalishin to be playing so well now, and actually only containing Glounthaune to those two scores. And you can see here now, Harry, that Gaelscoil de híde seem to have no difficulty in snuffing out any attacks that are coming from Glounthaune since those two scores were conceded, and actually are trying their very best to drive forward to get an answering score now, to get an additional score. And it looks like it's going to happen here. This lovely pass to play. Oh no,
well
great vision there by our defender from Glounthaune. And Harry, how would you imagine how this match is going to go? Do you think it's going to be very closely contested final?
I think so, yeah. Both teams, have their lion's share of possession so far. Both teams are creating opportunities. But Kinta tá fón ibre lads in Gaelscoil, tá Dígra Shuck, Conan Lee Road, nu an Brisha Vokant. Here come Glounthaune looking to get another score. Tad to their 1-1. Great ball in to the target man again, Ben Ahern.
And our Raitor there was looking out to see if any freak given away, but no, that was really aggressively fought, but very fairly fought and ball there, and very crucial one there for Gaelscoil de Híde, and a lovely 1-2 there from the Buckley, and a lovely short kick there, inch perfect into his hand. He's coming through the middle. I think it's interesting that Gaelscoil de Híde have often come through the middle, and yes, coming through the middle made the difference. Go hunter Garfad, Ruher Air there, Neely though, like there was a fantastic solo one there by the player. He came through the middle, didn't come in through the wing, and I don't think Glounthaune were prepared for that.
Or a Cart of Young, if he didn't extract the stock, creek new, agus score in Sproiduk. The Gaelscoil de Híde agus tána fórnéir Cótharacanis.
Agus to be fair, Owen Dillon could do nothing about that actually,
Absolutely.
Couldn't control that. But it just goes to show, I suppose it was threatening for a while though, that Gaelscoil de Híde were trying to level the scores. It'll be interesting now to see what the response of Glounthaune will be. They might either try and win back the lead again, or will we have Gaelscoil de Híde, their confidence building now, and they will try and add to that score. Could you think there'd be another goal in Gaelscoil de Híde, considering how easily they scored?
There could. They've, tá cúpla mór an a leidir a agus iad I Munratha ag Ritreed and Lár. But what a response there, Breed, from Glounthaune, and as we said in the last game, when you concede a goal, you want it to be a 2-point goal and not a 4-point goal, and to get that response, and that was a great score there from Glounthaune to take the lead yet again.
A fantastic response actually, and our rater is just allowing the player now to tie the laces, as always, looking after the health and safety of the children when they're playing. And it would seem like, all right, that Glounthaune have definitely the ability to win back this lead and to stay ahead, as they've just seen. That was a fantastic response to the goal. But the way that Gaelscoil de Híde varied their play. We could see they were favouring the right wing, coming down the right wing, and they were coming in with the ball, and then they just switched it completely so that they were coming down through the middle, just totally took Glounthaune unaware. But it is a lovely sporting match. It's just so amazing to see young men of this, so young, so youthful, playing with such skill, finesse, determination, but also such vision, Harry. I just love the vision of these players, the way they can find each other with just inch-perfect passing.
Absolutely. Tá Cléith Fuileán Tólaríis. Glounthaune on the attack. Looks like Ivra hooked. Oran Burke. Ball being sent in dangerously. It's with Ivra Day. Joshua Dunphy, and that's going to be a 45. Well blocked inside there. Gaelscoil de Híde.
Adding the ball, really sorry, there could have been a goal there. He could have sent it back out into the oncoming forward, the same way that we had the score, that was the goal that was scored there by Gaelscoil de Híde, and he opted to send it out of the in line, and I think it was a very, very well judged decision there, and Mahu Adam. Now getting ready to take that free kick is Callum McCarthy. And Callum, it's so lovely for Callum to take it there in Skeena-Skull final day as well. It is nice to have that honour, but with it comes a huge responsibility. And here we have now another save there from Adam and Mahu Adam. You're instrumental in with making sure that the scoreline stays lower, and the only option Glounthaune had was to take the point, and now Táin score Cúlaháin agus 3 Cúlín ó Glounthaune agus Cúlaháin agus Cúlínaháin ó Gaelscoil de Híde.
And another score there for Ben Ahern, but Anna Hábháil go Joe ag Bádór na Gaelscoil chuma ag an céine Adam Rivray.
Yeah. And actually, it's exciting to hear too for Skeena-Skull, for a lot of families. Like when we think of Glounthaune with the twins Charlie and Joshua Dunphy playing, it's such a lovely occasion for them and their families as well. And for their Moontori, Paul Brophy, Eamon Brosnan, and Elaine Foley, who has been heavily involved with the Skeena-Skull campaign for Glounthaune for not only years but decades. And it's lovely to see Elaine here now enjoying the final day, and she wants to pay special tribute to Micheál O'Loughlin, a proud man who isn't actually originally from our native Cork, but wants to give back to the sport. And here we have Cool Ella ó Gaelscoil de Híde. We used to come Kate.
Nadir an Ivra Cardig of Young. ach just de bhris an líró taobh agus cosú leis an gúil dearnach go fór buachlín na Gaelscoil a bhí duine ar an láthair chun é Coralín anna chríoch go dóiris agus tá Gaelscoil de híde chun cín a rís ná le puinte bháin. Cléthe únta go tá a going go dtí seo.
Done kids stuff in our area, and it just goes to show that the sport played by Gaelscoil de híde is really making very great inroads here in the forward line. No one person going to take responsibility. They're coming as a team attacking the ball. And now again we have Gaelscoil de híde coming back. Iver shot there, Travis O'Hearlaha, and Travis is coming back for the ball. But the ball is broken now, and great vision by Adam. The ball, Adam has come out and just got there before the forward. And again, he saw the danger was coming, and he elected to make the decision. And Adam has been very instrumental in ensuring that Gaelscoil de híde have stayed competitive here in this Clomton. And cleanly caught there. What a beautiful catch there by Iver Carthy of Benahern. And Ben is Cindy right across the goal. It's a tantalising ball going from one post to the other. And it's gone over there now over to the opposite wing. And I think it looks like that the player from Glounthaune had the ball. He was dispossessed. And Gaelscoil de híde are trying to get it out now. It's still though in their side of the field, and again just all he do laying off the ball, a hand pass, and it's gone from defending to attacking from Gaelscoil de híde. But coming back was Glounthaune. 4 players came back to win that ball back. They're not going to let this final go in a hurry at all. And here we have Ben Ahern going for the ball again, inch perfect to Ben. Ben is trying to unselfishly laid it off to his teammates, and a very gentle kick there by Ben. I think Ben was going to have to drive it harder if he's going to get past Adam the ball. Again, Glounthaune, a real exciting period for them. They're doing what they can. Fantastic control there by Iver Hucht, Oren Burke, one of the joint captains, and the ball's gone in, and we have a goal there for Glounthaune. Well, it's good care for him, Coolshin.
Massam gur Iver Shady go bhíon. Zach Coffey.
Well done.
Dangerous ball inside, but they managed to capitalise. And what a response. It's an end-to-end game. Tána Forna gub gub.
Yeah, and she's even Keen Deneen now wearing jersey number 5, and he's pushing right up into the half-forward line there for Glounthaune. And unfortunately for a death there, Joshua Dunphy. Joshua unfortunately sent the ball to the right and wide. And it's I suppose the leadership that's been given by the Glounthaune joint captains and Matt Sweeney in defence and Oren Burke at midfield has really showed that this Glounthaune team are a team of character, and they will not allow the 2 goals to distract them from their goal here today, which is obviously to win the Skeena Skull final. It's an honour to even take part, but it's important to be competitive. And that for me in a way, the team that's impressed me so much has been Gaelscoil de híde. Their first final against a team with so much experience in school, with such history and tradition as Glounthaune, and they're not fazed by the occasion at all. Another inch perfect pass, those high balls that are being dropped in by Glounthaune, and they're finding the player every time. Great feeling there by Glounthaune, balls coming forward. And do you think there's another score here? Yes? Oh, great.
Anna Cussant go Joe and Chin.
And Adam there, it's lovely to see. No, we see it off camera, but there was Adam acknowledging his defender who came up to him to support him there. But that's the spirit of Skeena Skull, and there's so much going on in the background here to make these finals possible, from the stewards who support us here, retired Moontori, the young people who do the Lions boys there, and then we have our secondary school students who act as umpires. There's so much goodwill here when it comes to making these finals the success they are. But it was so beautiful to see Adam DeBaugh, just a clap on the back there to his defender to say thank you very much, you had my back. And that's what Skeena Skull is all about, isn't it, Harry?
Absolutely. And credit nu nach credit tá laham nach mór srisle going.
Tá.
Shanson seo, ag Iver a Hucht, Mícheál Mac Aingasa, ag tidim isteach agus 4 rial dar le Cathal Mar Acu, Dairig le ceann de tusa hena Gaelscoile, cosa chur leis an iarach son, ach for géir dimig sé haven a lámh clé.
Sheikh Shmuelov that he obviously he felt that the defender was on his back and he was trying to flick the ball in. And goals have been scored that way. He was just unlucky, the direction wasn't right. Now it is fascinating that here we have in 20 minutes of play we've had 4 goals scored. So it's a measure of the I suppose the balance that's between both teams here today, but also the determination that they have like in order to get the scores. Goals can be instrumental in changing the course of a match, as we've seen here. Now we are at half time and our Rator is going to blow the whistle. So at half time in this Skeena Skull final we have Wales Cup the híde Glounthaune agus Coolín Awan agus Glounthaune Glounthaune agus 3 Coolín. And for me in a way it's all to play in the second half, and I eagerly await now what's in store for us, Harry.
Yeah, it's been an enthralling first half, really end to end. Glounthaune got off to a wonderful start, but Wales Cup the híde Hánig Siad Harnash, Larry they're on a spread, on a character, on a raw to Ibra Cuma agus Dairig Low, couple of score I'm sure I Brabin Asul and Shin Dairig le Glounthaune Chachtarnash Cuma agus couple of score all Cuma and Marador to Nilaka Coolín Idr na Forna, and it's all to play for really in the second half.
It is, and I just can't wait.
Tá na Forna Taka Macarish and Darala an Rator Cahlo Moraku ag déanamh Shekamul Gachéin Egwing agus tá sé an cluthe a chur siúl. Game underway. Ball with Wales Cup the híde ag Trowach an Keen Lee Road Curthir Shock. Well defended there by Glounthaune. Ever a hooked Oran Burke. That ball pumped forward. Well won by Iverine, Wales Cup the híde and son Brandon O'Slattery agus kicks there Buta again.
Now, it could definitely be said that Glounthaune finished this first half the stronger team thanks to that goal that was scored, and obviously that would have been frustration for Wales Cup the híde to concede a goal so close to half time. But that said, it seems that Wales Cup the híde seem to be the team now very focused to make a very strong start this second half. After all, we remember Glounthaune got the opening score in the first half, and here we have Wales Cup the híde now focusing on not having a repetition of that. Do you think experience from the first half now will help Wales Cup the híde get over the line in this
Absolutely,
final?
Tá siad ag fós sa cluthe, and tá siad fós sa cluthe, Neil and cluthe seo Hart and Acre. This game, is still very much in the balance, all to play for, and it's going Glounthaune looking to burst forward again with Oran Burke. Long high kick sent in, and it's well won inside. Gana Cussin Johnson ag Bocalina Wales Cup agus tá siad ag Iri Dullerm Vrehunsi.
What beautiful skill there by a player there for Wales Cup the híde. He flicked it up. It was almost like a hurley pick-up. He did it so beautifully with his foot there. Even a shot, Travis so here they have. And again, the way they've been prepared by their Moontori, it is a joy to see. Interesting thing actually here is that, like, when you look at it, the Wales Cup the híde are a team that haven't been overawed by
Orachur Carton son ag Mícheál Macéangasa agus Coolton Céad Sco fighte ag Wales Cup the híde agus anna gáil a bheon timpeall Lorna Park and son a chrothig nó a hosig an glúiseach son agus tá Wales Cup the híde chun tosig a rís a bhríd.
Tá siad, tá 3 cúl agus Coolín Awan de Wales Cup the híde. So tá siad cúl Awan chun tosig agus is mór an trúd de Glounthaune gur tháinig an cúl sin ach an Dave Ella is rud má éad de Wales Cup the híde. Just goes to show that this team Wales Cup the híde are ready for final, and what can be done on one end is done on the other, and that goal there was definitely
if we're dead Joshua Dunphy, I think.
But Joshua's goal was there was ball went from one side, one wing to the other, so there's complete change in direction there now, and it was very hard for Wales Cup the híde to be aware of that change before the goal was scored. But if Joshua Dunphy, one of our twins, Charlie's twin brother got that goal. It'll be lovely, lovely celebration in the Downtree household today now, after the Skeena Skull final. And another boy will have lovely memories of Skeena Skull here when he was younger is Owen O'Connell. He's been here before watching his older brother stage Skeena Skull final, and it is really a family occasion when all is said and done. Now, Gaelscoil de Híde are going to show that they're not going to be daunted by the fact that the goal went in at all. They are definitely pushing forward, and this is a great opportunity for Gaelscoil de Híde now to get another score. I don't think it's possible to uncudina all Harry Ox, Devard son, and Begshe Cur, I suppose, kick more gloitza ishtak, kick lord ishtak. Goodie on Carnoga Master.
Bader, yeah, Donyen Hook Kundas na Tossa, Ruher Amak, Edron Clehan, Bader, Gavetri, score I'm Shoe Martian, Coma, Tom Comer and Scale, I'd say, go make Shishoig, Dull, Istakadro, Imel, and the Carnoga.
Exactly. And it's actually interesting now we've Gaelscoil de Híde, like they're coming from an East Cork direction, of course, now, like for football and hurling would both be strong, but the way that this Skeena Skull final can generate so much enthusiasm for the local club, the clubs do feed into what happens in the school, and it is great for a community when we have schools getting into Skeena Skull finals. And also for Glounthaune, I mean, you have SARS and you have other clubs,
Aaron's Own as well,
and they're all going to be so grateful to the efforts that put in by the Moontory from these schools to generate greater interest in GAA. And here we have now Glounthaune defence standing firm. I think that was either a shot, Aidan O'Brien. Aidan's in the ball up, but only as far as the waiting player there from Gaelscoil de Híde. And Glounthaune will have to be very, very direct with their passing, because the Gaelscoil de Híde players are really attacking this in spades. And lovely 1-2 there by Glounthaune. A little bit, I think, short. The pass was too sharp, it's okay. Coming up behind it was the Glounthaune player, and he's driving forward again. What's he going to do? And
what a score. What an incredible score there, off the right foot.
Yeah, he came off the shoulder of his two teammates there who were put under desperate pressure there by the Gaelscoil de Híde midfielders. But I am very impressed by the midfield for Gaelscoil de Híde. I think they have played outstanding altogether. It's great credit to Micheál O'Yengus, Agus Brandon O'Sahar, who have been in the back line supporting, defending, and also driving forward as well, being the extra forward for Gaelscoil de Híde. And if they can maintain that stamina, I would imagine that Gaelscoil de Híde are not finished yet here. It's only 2 points. It's 3 points now for Glounthaune, granted, but it's only a goal, and sure, it's one kick of a ball, isn't it, Harry?
Absolutely.
Lovely kick out there by Owen Dillon into space. Almost made it to his teammate. But we'd be interested to see what our rate tour now, Colin Murcoot decides.
I think he's going to throw it up. I think he's going to throw it in. He's
going to throw it in. So, and again, now if whoever's going to win this is going to determine where the next attack is coming from. And Glounthaune are pushing forward, ball into space. It does hop nicely for the forward. It does if he can lay it off to someone, and he does. But again, not clean passing. I have to say it's a great it's a great reflection on the play of Gaelscoil de Híde. Their passing has been inch perfect, and I imagine that Glounthaune would want to focus more on that now to retain the possession. But that said, we have Iver Hainjog, Harry O'Connor with the free, and what's Harry going to do? Yes, he's going to put it up and
great
over.
Score by Harry, great score. And that is extending Glounthaun's lead to 4 points now.
Yeah. It's very interesting. There have been very few scores from frees here for both teams. Like the calibre of the play is such that they don't actually need to rely on frees that much, but also the sportsmanship that's been exhibited here today by both teams. It's a very clean, free-flowing game, and we have the right wing there be favoured by Glounthaune for their goal and their point. And I'm wondering, will they opt to play the other wing, because they might equally get scores there. And it's the same actually for Gaelscoil de Híde. If they could spread out their play, I think there might be more scores. Harry, what would you think?
Absolutely. As we've both said, like, it's a really, really end-to-end game. Both sides have their periods of dominance, and I'm sure if it's anything to go by the first half, we're in for an enthralling second half as well.
Yeah. I would certainly not want to be put in the position of say, determining in my eyes watching this game here now so far who would I predict as being the winner. I'm certainly going to be sitting on the fence there when it comes to that, Harry.
I'll be joining you, I'd say.
But I have to say I admire both teams. I just have such admiration for Gaelscoil de Híde, their first final, and they've made it such a thrilling, engaging game. I'll always remember their first final here in Skeena-Skull, and it'll be a special memory for me that I won't lose too quickly. But I love the play of Glounthaune and the fact that they are not daunted by the fact that Gaelscoil de Híde have quite a famous pre-vida in Tomás O'Shea, so they would have realised that they're extremely well prepared coming from having a pre-vida with so much football experience, and Glounthaune haven't allowed that to intimidate them in the least. But of course experience is very telling in Skeena-Skull finals. Now the free's been taken and he's into space, perfect pass. Has it going to land there? Yes, says Philip Carroll. I have it, and Philip sends it up and
Great
over.
Score.
As we say, 2 kicks of a wall and there's a score. That's very good return there now from frees. Now we can see that Glounthaune are playing a very patient game. They're taking their opportunities when they come. They're taking their scores and are creating a lead now that is quite a stretch for any team, even especially one in their first final. So we'll have to see now how Gaelscoil de Híde will rise to this. Will their confidence be affected at all? But a difference of 5 points is a fine margin in a football match, wouldn't you agree, Harry?
Absolutely. Bigger Gaelscoil de Híde score, all sort of odd because, Tommy Knockmore Lashley Treed and Tarna Lashaw, Tá an Dara a Getalt, so, and Tá, Glounthaune, I go Godin Dúhrach Tuck Fui Láthir, and Tá Anna Quid den Líróda Cog, Kinte den Cicade Quid den Tarna La.
Kinte Darfach, Neely Sagum Toy Tarlut with Gaelscoil de Híde. I wonder have they just kind of just run out of steam. Like it's the pitch is in outstanding condition. We have to thank the grounds people here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh and also the county board for releasing the pitch for Skeena-Skull use, and we're very honoured to have the chairperson of the county board, Bart Sheen, here today as well, supporting Skeena-Skull. But that said, Gaelscoil de Híde seem to be kind of chasing the match here now. Seems that Glounthaune have the full control of the match, and here we have Mr. Ahern coming again.
What a fantastic goal.
Very difficult to control Ben Ahern. I think if I'm right, that's Ben's second goal, and I think he got a point as well. And his mama Muntor in the school must be so proud of her boy, as she is of all his teammates and his friends here today. But look, this is how you respond when we have the player from Gaelscoil de Híde driving forward, and he earned himself. Oh, I thought he had earned a free. He obviously overcarried the ball, but Gaelscoil de Híde is certainly not going to be intimidated here by that lead. So we have a scoreline now of 4 goals and 6 points for Glounthaune, and 3 cool August Coolina wine to Gaelscoil de Híde. So Gaelscoil de Híde definitely pushing forward here, and a lovely the ball fell beautifully there for that player. A lovely pass there, a lovely short pass there. The player can win possession, and the goalkeeper has it. Owen Dillon has it. Owen is opted to play it down to the middle. I hope now that wasn't a bad decision, because there were 3 players awaiting from Gaelscoil de Híde. Very good to change the direction of the play, put it out to the opposite wing. Will there be someone there to meet it? And first there was the Glounthaune player, and our Ray Tor had said that as he was picking up the ball, there's a loose foot and he gives a free. And here Glounthaune again and steadying himself, but unfortunately Clay was there for you. Harry, definitely something has to happen here for Gaelscoil de Híde. Would you have any advice if you were the mentor dealing with this team? Because we have a team that's immensely talented, and I'd say could really turn this game around if they just got it together.
Yeah, like the Hugamer Ardvolla, the Lux Lár Park in the Gaelscoil, agus an Chunnaker Viaco Erin Gleha, but O'Hinele since then, Clomton, have really gotten a tighter grip on things out around the middle of the field, and they've been in the driving seat, and it's unless Wales Call the Híde get a goal or two, very soon, it's going to be looking like a tall order really to turn this around, because Glounthaune, as we've said, have really thundered into this game.
They have indeed, and I feel it's been a very big part to play has been made by the half back line as well for Glounthaune. There's great credit due to Keane Deneen, Callum McCarthy and Aidan O'Brien. They have really supported the midfield for Glounthaune to give as many opportunities as possible to that forward line, and that forward line has given them a great return indeed, and I just feel that this team from Gaelscoil to Híde, there has to be more in them. They managed to rally from that sucker blow in the opening minute, and I just believe there's more. And I might be very slow to say that this match is over at this stage, and regardless of the possession that Clomton has, and a great block there now, the defenders there for Gaelscoil to Híde done very well. But again, it looks like Glounthaune are just really eager to add to their tally and add more scores, because if we look at the match here now, we've only 3 players in the Glounthaune defence. Even the Glounthaune half forward line has pushed beyond midfield in order to get scores. Harry, do you think they're trying to ensure that they get a sizable lead and then hold on to it in the last 5 minutes?
Perhaps, yeah. Mávuan Wales Call the Híde and Road Beggar who and Cad, a Vugga Shaka Han Tapig, Mar Thospas Tavish Sigon, Free Lawher, Agus, Tadic Chochtanish, Ever a Hindiug, Trid Dunley Road, but again, ever a Huck there, Oren Burke, and ever a Cuig, Cian Deneen, working tirelessly. Octanley Road Harnash, ag Bocalí na Gaelscoile, an féidir lo Coola Imshu, an féidir lo Scora Oil Conan Barna Laidu. But again, Breed, Glounthaune are just really, really working that bit harder, I think. And they're really, really causing Gaelscoil to Híde all kinds of problems.
Lovely free-flowing passage of play here now from Gaelscoil. Top Rowan on Adam Bucht. Adam thought he had it in, but unfortunately it didn't happen. And I really do think though that there's a mountain too far to climb for Gaelscoil to Híde here with that extra goal, like for Clomton. But it seems alright that Oren Burke and Philip Carroll, one of them I think actually started the pass to play that created that goal.
And it was Joshua Dunphy that actually finished it, so his second goal of the game. So
yeah, his second goal of the game, which is wonderful for them. And but I do think that they have been instrumental for Glounthaune in just curbing the control that was being exerted there by Gaelscoil to Híde periods. And just goes to show a strong midfield can be the start of an attacking force for a team when it comes to scoreline. And we do have a scoreline now of Cúig Cool, Glounthaune, August 3 Cool, Gaelscoil to Híde. I mean, that's 8 goals in any final. I mean, you wouldn't see that in the county final, the football final. I'm afraid wasn't as exciting as this one when the men's football was on. So, and each of those goals have been spectacular. But I do believe at this stage now that we can see the character of Gaelscoil to Híde. Any other team would have dropped their heads, would have just said, right, the writing's on the wall, this final can't be won, but here they are still attacking. And I'd be so hopeful for this group of players going forward, because here they are, they're driving forward, they're not even looking at the scoreboard, they're playing for their jersey, they're playing for their school, they're playing for each other, they're playing for their parents, they're playing for their families, and the wonderful community that has created this amazing team. So Mosh Shiva Vukalia, because they're going to relive. Lanaride now is all I say for the next few minutes. I can't wait to see what will happen.
And Glounthaune will be delighted, those last 2 goals that they got gave them so, some much needed breathing space, because Gaelscoil to Híde, had really put it up to them in the first half and in the, but again, Glounthaune really, really responded, when they needed to, and they got the goals at the right time.
Exactly. And again, a fantastic free there in now by Gaelscoil to Híde, the free taker, and into one of his own players. But there was such a sea of bodies around by Glounthaune. I imagine that Glounthaune are happy with the lead they have now. They have a lead. They have their 5 goals and 7 points to 3 goals and a point. So they have a huge cushion now, and I think are patiently going to sit in that lead. But that said, Gaels Híde are still coming. There's still another free for them again now. Agus Iver Hocht, Michal Machéngus, and Michal left score himself Hannah Fain, still going for it. And he's not going for the point, he's going for the goal because he wants to eat into that lead. And Glounthaune with a lot of players behind the ball now trying to create free flowing passage, but the ball was read there very well by Antonadi, Jason, Doinleva and Jason sending the ball forward again now for Gaels Híde. The match I think has lost a little bit of its sparkle, but that said it hasn't lost the quality of football that we've witnessed hasn't dropped at all, Harry.
Agus chun chom na féin ó thuirt Gaels Híde, Nílas, Trish, an táile caithfh a seachmar there fá méle, tá ag trochan cín, agus, ag géirí an cléthe críoc nuair nó to dearfach agus gachtal a scór go bhéta dí seáil a áil.
Yeah, sin cinnte dearfach that in-team that's a free sin, Now tá bucha beagán gorta. I think he was too close to the football.
Yeah, I think it was Harry O'Connor, I think of Rahendiuk for Glounthaune, just receiving some attention there.
He is, and Ray Torres looking at, and I must say now that here we are in this final. It's going to be a wonderful memory for both schools for different reasons, granted. It has to be a winner, it has to be a loser, but I do think that Gaels Híde are winners on so many counts that actually will be remembered long after this final has been forgotten. And I have to welcome them, congratulate them and celebrate them on their first ever Skeena Skull final appearance, Harry. And what would you think will be going through the heads now of these boys as they're playing the final few minutes?
Gaels Híde, nah?
Yeah,
Cinnte dearfa big Shidani Yimach, ag dearan lé caig siad bheith anna bhródúil asú féin as an gasce craobhar thuisint, agus an deis a bheith có immertant an satha barci cuimh, dairigling, an farca cúil níos suútha agus, bhíon Trish an méid cléhí a bhí ar siúil le déine and so, tá chum áling ar an barc and, is mór an pribléide bhfuil an cléthe, agus an cléhí eile an seo going up.
So on the final scoreline now of 5 goals and 8 points, which is an incredible tally for any team. Glounthaune have defeated Gaels Híde, who's got a scoreline of 3 goals and a point. 3 goals and a point is oftentimes won a Skeena Skull final, so I think Gaels Híde should be just immensely proud of themselves as their pre-visit and their Moontori will be. Regardless of Glounthaune, my condolences of course to Gaels Híde, but the winner here today was football, and the stars of the future that are in the making here leave me very excited to see the progress of these two schools and these players going forward. But I have to thank everyone involved here today who supported us in Skeena Skull for this majestic final, and of course thank goodness for the beautiful weather. It's always a bonus, isn't it, Harry?
Absolutely, and both teams deserve huge credit for first of all getting to the final and for producing a wonderful game of football. I know it was a bit one-sided in the end, but
yes,
it was just those, as we've alluded to already, it was just those 2 goals really in the second half really propelled Glounthaune, to just open that kind of, much needed breathing space, as we said, but Gaels Híde can be massively proud of themselves, and I can see Tomás O'Shea there, out there consoling his players, and I'm sure he'll be very proud, as will the school community, of them reaching the final and giving them a good account of themselves in their first year in this historic competition.
As a neutral, I have to applaud them for not being daunted by the day. Their first experience, and a very memorable one. It's a very special one for the school and the community, as I said. So congratulations, Glounthaune. They've been great supporters of Skeena Skull. They have been in many finals and they understand what it's like to lose. And today we will celebrate the winners, and we will also celebrate schools and celebrate football. So regardless, I reach condolences of course, and good night we live, Sadoki.
Cheers.